ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Gurave Gaurachandaya Radhikaye Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tatbhaktaya Namo Namah. Vandeham Shri Guru Varam Shri Rupanuga Pravaram Vrajarasarasim Sarayanam Taram Tapannam Shri Guru Charanam Vande Ramana Prashtaya Bhutale Rupanuga Bhaktiram Cha Kripa Murti Narayanam Seva Kunja Vajaramya Govardhana Giro Sada Radha Kunja Rasanande Tat Tat Seva Pradayakam Gurung Narayanakyam Tang Vande Vinoda Prishtakam Yatpada Smriti Matrena Damodara Prasidati Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratrise Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinavandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Haripriye Bhakta Vihena Parada Rakshay Kshiptascha Kamalita Ranga Madhye Kripamai Tam Saranam Prapanna Vringe Namaste Charanarvindam Bhajami Radham Aravinda Netram Smarami Radham Madhura Smitasyam Vadami Radham Karuna Bharadram Tato Mamanyasti Katirna Kapi Tavai Vasmi Najivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tvam Nayamam Charanantike Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadara Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. First of all, I offer my Sastananda Pranam Thousand times Lord Siddha Shri Paramaradatam Guru Pada Padma Vishnu Pasha Shriman Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shri Gurudev. Secondly, I offer my Sastananda Pranam Thousand times Lord Siddha my Shri Rupana Gauri Guru Varga. Therefore, my Sastananda Pranam Thousand Guru Vaishnava Guru Vishnu. Continue reading from Sri Damodar Ashtakam, verse 8. Namaste Dhamne Spuradviti Dhamne Tvadiyodarayata Vishwasya Dhamne Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya Namananta Leelaya Devaya Tubhyam. Divdarshini Vritti by Shri Guru Pada Padma. As Sri Satyavat Muni was offering prayers to Sri Damodar Krishna, he considered, in order to please Sri Damodar Krishna, I must first please his associates, and especially his most beloved Srimati Radhika. If I please her, I would easily attain the mercy of Sri Damodar Krishna. With this consideration in mind, the sage proceeded to offer his respects to Srimati Radhika with the words Namo Radhikayai Tvadiya Priyayai. In the 5th verse, in the course of Sri Satyavat Muni's prayer, we notice an escalation in his mood of deep longing. The escalation of this mood culminates in this verse, in which he prays to Srimati Radhika with wholehearted devotion for the perfection of his cherished goal. Following his example, the Raganuga Sadak, after determining his cherished goal, should engage his time in praying, remembering and worshipping Sri Bhagavan, along with those associates of his who have the same sort of love for Sri Krishna as he longs to attain. Therefore, it is stated in the scriptures, Krishna smaran janam chasya prashtam nija samihitam tat katar das chaso kuriyal vasam brajesada. The devotee should constantly remember Krishna along with Sri Krishna's dear associates, whom he chooses to follow, while permanently living in Braj. While permanently living in Braj, he should become attached to always hearing the narration of their past with Sri Krishna. The methodology of Raganuga Bhakti is as follows. The devotee should remember his beloved, worshipful Lord, the youthful Nandanandan, Sri Krishna, and the Lord's dear associates such as Sri Rupa Mandri or any other associate, who possess the mood that the devotee aspires for. Aspired in hearing about their pastimes with Sri Krishna, he should reside forever in the cowherd settlement of Sri Nanda, including Vrindavan, Govardhan, Radhakund, and so on, which are saturated with the particular humours of those pastimes. These pastime places of Sri Krishna are enriched with the Brajvasi's love, especially Sringar Ras, conjugal love. Moreover, they act as stimulus to evoke a sadhak's emotions in his own specific mood, Rasa Uddipaka, and promote his remembrance of Krishna's pastime, Leela Uddipaka. Therefore, it is prescribed that, if possible, one should physically reside in places such as Sri Vrindavan within the area of Sri Nanda's Braj. But if it is not possible for him to reside there physically, he should always reside there by mind. Therefore, Bhakti Thakur, he prays that Yugala Vilase Anukula Jani Leela Vilase Udipakamani. Said that this, I accept that the vilas or the passions of Sri Yugal Kishore, Sri Radha Krishna, they are especially their favorable. And that this Uddipaka, these pastimes of Radha Krishna, they are supremely favorable. He said, Aisa Bachorata, Kahi Nahi Jao. Aisa Bachorata, Parana Haro. Where, leaving these aside, leaving this Uddipan aside, I will never go to any place. And to leave this Uddipan would be like to give up my life. So therefore, one should remember those specific pastimes that give Uddipan towards one's own eternal ras and towards those pastimes which nourish that ras. This is the method of Raganuga Bhakti. Seva sadaka rupena siddha rupena chatrahi tat bhava lipsuna kariya brajalokanu saradam. Desiring to obtain their particular bhava, he should closely follow in the footsteps of a particular associate in Braj. Under their guidance, he should engage in service both in his external form as a sadhak and internally with his perfected spiritual body. The devotee should mentally serve Krishna, Manasi Seva, in the way that he most cherishes in his internally conceived, perfected spiritual body. Siddharu, Antas Chintit Siddha Deha. That Siddha Deha, the eternal form that is internally conceived. And one should serve Krishna, perform Manasi Seva, that is suitable for nourishing the moods of one's Atma. He should perform such Manasi Seva under the guidance and direction of the Sakhis, such as Lalita and Vishaka, and the Manjalis like Rupa Manjari. With his physical body, in which he performs sadhana, the sadhak Rup, he should serve in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and other Goswamis in their line. Satyavak Muni realizes that Bhagavan has never allowed himself to be bound in any of his other incarnations. Even Baladev Prabhu, despite living in Braj, where he is always absorbed in natural human-like pastimes, has never allowed himself to be bound. But we can see, actually in Ram Leela, that there, Ram and Lakshman, they allow themselves to be bound by the Nag Pasha. That is the snake weapon of this Indrajit he had. While he is Naga Pasha, this weapon was given by Brahma himself in order to honor the boon or the respect Brahma, therefore then they accepted that. And then furthermore to glorify Bhagavan's devotees like Hanuman and Garud, then they performed this pastime. Because then what happened when Ram and Lakshman, they became bound by the Naga Pasha, they fell unconscious. And then, that time, Hanuman, he went searching for Garud. And then finally he brought Garud there, and upon seeing Garud, then seeing the snake, then seeing the eagle and the snakes, they left. So we can, but this is in this way, but in this passage, Rama and Lakshmana are not being bound by love in any way. They are being bound by this snake weapon. But by doing so, they have glorified Garud and they have glorified Hanuman in this pastime and honored the benediction of Brahma. But then in Ram Leela, Ram does so many things that in some ways are very extraordinary. So even though it is not a Leela, but still there is so much Aishwarya is there. But here we say that yet the Lord of our Lord, Vrindanandan Shri Krishna, the son of Shri Nanda and Yashoda, was bound with the rope of his mother's affection, Vatsalya praying for him. Therefore the rope is not an ordinary piece of string. Rather it is the direct embodiment of Shri Yashoda's maternal affection. Eager to fulfill his cherished desire, or to become as fortunate as the rope, the sage begins this verse by first praying to that rope, Namaste Sudhamne. That's why also Ram Leela is considered within Madhuri Dham. If we go beyond the spiritual sky, the Paramyam, then we come to Golok. And in that Golok, there's this Swakya Golok. Then we have abodes like Dwarka, Mathura, and then we have Golok Vrindavan. And Ayodhya is also, it is present there, I think either just below Golok or just above it there. So we can see in Ram Leela there is some sweetness is also there. There's two, and therefore Ram Leela is said to have 2.5 rasas. Ramachandra Bhagavan. There's some Santa and Dasya is prominent, but there's some Sakya and some Vatsalya mixed there. Therefore in Ram's pastimes there are some qualities there that resemble actually Krishna Leela. And therefore Ram Leela is very favorable for devotees, also while performing their Krishna bhajan, because there are many things there that are very favorable to sadhak. The moods of separation that Ram experiences, the separation that is there in that Ram Leela is very relatable. It's not difficult to relate to that. The sadhak can easily feel the pain of separation that is present in that Leela. But Krishna Leela it is so much more deeper. So it is more difficult for the listener, the sadhak, to really realize or appreciate or understand the separation that is in Krishna Leela. But it is said that, the Vaishnavas have said that, but if in Ram Leela the tears may flow very naturally. In Krishna Leela the tears they do not flow so easy. But once they start flowing, they will never stop. That is the nature of the Krishna Leela. So here, Krishna was bound by the Vatsalya Prayam of Mother Yashoda. Therefore, that rope is not an ordinary piece of string. Rather, it is the direct embodiment of Yashoda's maternal affection. Eager to fulfill his cherished desire, or to become as fortunate as the rope, the sage begins this verse by first praying to that rope, Namaste Sudhamne. The sage says, Tvadiyodara Vishvasya Dhamne, which indicates that Sri Krishna's belly is boundless, endless, fathomless, and indivisible. It has no limit, neither above nor below, so no one can bind it. Once when Krishna was drinking his mother's breast milk, he yawned and showed her the countless universes present within his mouth. On another occasion, he ate some dirt while playing with his friends. After they complained to his mother, she forced open his mouth to see whether or not he had actually eaten any. When she looked inside his mouth, she saw countless universes. She began to wonder, am I asleep or awake? Perhaps some illusion has overwhelmed me. She then bathed Krishna with cow dung and cow urine in order to ward off any evil spirits. She called for brahmanas to recite special mantras in order to protect her child. And she also gave in charity to everyone, so he would live a long, healthy life. Just see the Brajvasis giving charity so that Krishna will be blessed with a long and healthy life. Yet Krishna is he who blesses all the inhabitants of the 3 worlds. They perform so many rituals with vows and fervent prayers for his protection. Such are the sweet, intimate pastimes of Braj. It is this intimacy that controls Sri Krishna. So Krishna is the maintainer and the protector of everyone, yet the Brajvasis are praying for his protection. This is the sweet nature of that Braj Leela. Shri Krishna's belly is the shelter of all the universes, full of moving and non-moving entities. It is therefore not possible to bind his belly. Yet, although it is boundless, it has become limited because of his Bhakta Vatsalya, and was therefore bound. And therefore, Satyavat Muni says, I offer my obeisances to your glorious belly. Near the very end of this ashtak, the sage pays his obeisances to Srimati Radhika. Namo Radhikayai Tvadiya Priyayai. Who is Srimati Radhika? It is said, Krishna Vancha Purti Rupa Kore Aradhane Ataeva Radhika Nama Purane Avakane. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, 4th chapter. This 4th chapter of Adilila is all glories of Srimati Radhika, from beginning to end. If you want to understand Radha Tattva, Shakti Tattva, then you read this 4th chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita. There all the confidential reasons for Mahaprabhu's descent has been described. Why Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In order to realize the Radhika's Pranaya Mahima. It's all been described there. Radha Krishna Eka Atma Dui Deha Dhari Anyanya Vilasa Rasa Asvadana Kari. See, Radha Krishna are one soul, but they have manifested two forms just to relish each other's love by performing various sweet pastimes. Prabodhananda Saraswati glorifies Radha as follows. Yasya Kadabi Vasanancha Lakela Nota Danyadi Danya Pavanena Kritartamani Yoginda Durga Mangatir Madhusudano Pitasya Namastu Vishabhanu Bhagavati Shepi. This is the second verse of Radha Rasa Sudanidhi. I offer my obeisances to even the direction facing the daughter of Vishabhanu Maharaj, Srimati Sri Radhika. She completely captivates the heart of Madhusudan Shri Krishna, the performer of honey-like pastimes, whom the greatest yogis rarely attain. When a gentle gust of wind playfully touches her cloth and carries its sweet fragrance towards Krishna and touches his body, he embraces it to his heart and feels that his life has become blessedly fulfilled. So the fragrance of the body actually enters into the cloth. And then the cloth carries that fragrance. And if the wind touches that cloth, then that fragrance again will be carried forward. So the fragrance that is there in Radhika's cloth, when Krishna smells that, then he feels his life dhanya ati dhanya. It is, you may consider your life dhanya, fortunate, but when you say dhanya ati dhanya, it means unlimitedly fortunate. It's how Krishna feels, just smelling once the fragrance of Radhika's body. He also prays Venu Karani Patitam Skalitam Shikandam Prastam Chapita Vasanam Brajaraja Suno Yasya Katakshasa Laghata Vimurchitasya Tam Radhikam Paricharami Kadarasena. When the heart of Brajaraja's son Shri Krishna is pierced by the arrows of Srimati Radhika's sidelong glance, he drops his flute, his peacock feather falls from his turban, and his upper cloth becomes disheveled as he begins to faint. Oh, when will I render her loving service that is saturated with ras? It only takes one glance, and Krishna, he will fall unconscious. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, it is described that while the gopis were anxiously searching for Krishna, they saw a young lady's footprints next to his and exclaimed, Anaya radito nunam Bhagavan Harir Ishvara Yando Vihaya Govinda Pitayam Anayadraha. Pitayam Anayadraha. Surely this gopi, Srimati Radhika, has truly worshipped Aradito Bhagavan Sri Hari, the supreme autocrat. Otherwise, why has Govinda left us all and taken only her with him? This is after the Ras Leela, when the gopis are searching for Krishna, and they spoke this verse. Sri Radha is Krishna's eternal beloved. Sanatana Goswami confirms this in his commentary by saying, Tatas charadana adhyana apekshaya sanitya priyayavati. Even without considering her worship of you, she is eternally your dear most beloved, Nitya Priya. Consequently, Sri Radha is dear to all. So when we take the word Radhika, one meaning is that she's one who performs Aradhana. When we take the other meaning, Radhika means that is the name of Krishna's eternal beloved consort. In other words, the direct meaning is taken there, that is Radhika. That is what is being said here. Even if it is considered that Radhika did not worship Krishna, but still, the name itself implies that she is Krishna's eternal consort. Das Goswami displays his firm dedication to Radha and Manashiksha. Madhi Sana Tatve Vraja Vipina Chandram Vrajabane Ishwarim Tanna Tatve Tat Atula Sakitve Tulalitam Vishakam Shikshali Vitanan Gurutve Priyasaro Girindra Tat Preksha Lalita Rati Datve Smaramana. O mind, always regard Vraja Vipina Chandra Shri Krishna to be the life and soul of my worshipful goddess, Sri Radhika, the Queen of Vrindavan. Meditate on her as my worshipful goddess, and consider Lalita to be her peerless friend. Respect Vishaka as my instructor in serving the divine couple, and regard Radhakund and Giridhari Govardhan to be those who grant darshan of Radha and Krishna, and bestow sublime attachment to their lotus feet. Here, Srila Das Goswami's inner feeling is, my worshipful goddess is Sri Radhika alone, and Krishna is the beloved of her. My relation with Krishna and my love for him is based on my relationship with Srimati Radhika. Shri Krishna's unlimited intimate pastimes with Radhika are especially difficult to describe. For this reason, Satyavat Muni uses the word Namo Ananta Leelaya in order to offer his obeisances to the quintessence of all of Shri Krishna's unlimited pastimes, Ras Leela. Jiva Goswami Pad writes, sporting in the water, feeding each other, roaming about in the forest, drinking honey liquor, and dancing are all included in Ras Leela. Moreover, by saying Namo Ananta Leelaya, Satyavat Muni is offering his obeisances to the performer of Ananta Leela, or to he whose pastimes have no end, Sri Krishna. Nothing but the mercy of the associates of Sri Radhika and Sri Krishna can fulfill our longing. Even if Sri Krishna wanted to give us prem, he could only give us the prem that resides within his own heart, which is Vishaya Jatiya Prem, or that type of love that is felt by he who is the object of everyone's devotion. But our aim is to attain the prem that the gopis have, which is Ashray Jatiya Prem, or the type of love for Sri Krishna that is felt by the devotees. Especially for those of us following the Rupa Nuga line, only Rupa Manjari and other Manjaris, the maidservants of Radhika, can make our deepest hopes come true, because they know the perfect art of serving Radha Krishna. Our final prayer is Bhajami Radham Aravinda Netram Smarami Radham Madhurasmitasyam Vadami Radham Karuna Bhadadram Tato Mamanyasti Gatirnakapi. This is also a verse by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami from his Shri Vishakananda Da Vidha Stotram. I worship Srimati Radhika who has lotus petal eyes. I remember Srimati Radhika whose face is sweetly smiling, and I speak of her whose heart is melting with compassion. My life has no other purpose than serving her. Thus ends the Digdarshana Vritti on the 8th verse. So we'll stop here, and tomorrow we'll just end with what? In the appendix. Then this Dambana Leela is described in Gopal Champu. So we'll read that tomorrow. Touching on Leela Kushumanjali. 7th verse. This is Srila Gurudev's commentary. O Swamini, a certain maidservant overwhelmed with love and her heart always burning in the great fire of separation, laments in the following verses. When Krishna left the gopis during Ras Leela, they were thinking about his movements and everything about him. By such continuous thinking, they became mad and they began to imitate him. Each and every gopi thought, only I am Krishna and all the gopis are all my beloveds. In his Ananda Vrindavan Champu, Sri Kavi Karnapur explains how it happened that each gopi thought herself to be Krishna, and so the others as Putana, Agasura, Bakasura. One's attachment is never directed to something which one has no taste. One will only develop attachment and tadatma bhav, feelings of oneness, to that which is anukul, favorable, and which one has taste. Anything particular, unfavorable, will never become the object of one's attachment or remembrance. Therefore, the gopis cannot remember and be attached to Putana, because Putana is particular to the gopis' bhav. It is not possible for them to become unmad and feel oneness with her. They will only be attached to Krishna's activities. Yet we see in reacting the Putana Lila that one gopi threw down another, climbed upon her breast, and took the breast of that gopi in her mouth. The one acting as Krishna is a gopi, the one acting as Putana is also gopi. But she is not attached to the mood of Putana. The gopi lying down is also feeling like a gopi, but the other is thinking that she is Putana. So in other words, they are acting only the role. They never, even though they are acting the role of Putana and these asuras, they are not feeling any tadatma with that role. Rather, they are feeling tadatma with Krishna's lila. Therefore, due to that tadatma or that absorption in Krishna's lila, they are taking up that role. So there's a difference. Why do they not feel tadatma with Putana? Because she is particular. Therefore, the tadatma, that oneness is coming towards the tadatma bhav, is that feeling of oneness is for Krishna's pastimes, his activities. Kavi Karnapur is explaining that where it seems that the gopi is lying down as Putana, that gopi is not there. Because the gopis will not accept Putana bhav. Those gopis acting as Putana and other demons were created artificially by Yogamaya. This is a very important thing. And it is difficult to understand from reading the descriptions of this pastime in Srimad Bhagavatam. So then they're clarifying even further. Actually, those gopis who take up these roles, then they are created by Yogamaya themselves, to allow the other gopis to be absorbed in that Krishna Lila. When something particular to the gopis is required in the Lila, Yogamaya makes the arrangements. She is doing everything. She is helping them, and the gopis are thinking, I am Krishna, I am Krishna, I am Krishna, performing all the Leelas. Therefore, Yogamaya allows for the demons like Putana, Agasur, Bakasur, Trinavarta, Shakatasur, Pralambasur, all to enter into Braj. Without Yogamaya's permission, they cannot enter. One time Kamsa entered into Braj Manda without permission. Immediately at the border of Yogamaya appeared there, like an old lady, and said, where are you going? Without permission, you cannot come in here. Yogamaya appeared, Purnamasi appeared there. Then she sprinkled water on Kamsa, she became an old lady. And she bound her there. And then instructed all the Brajvasis, whenever we leave Braj and come in, then we should torture her. Like the slapping and throwing things and abusing. Then Kamsa prayed, oh please let me go. I promise I'll never come back. Then when he made that promise, then Yogamaya let him go. Why? Because that was the purpose. Yogamaya didn't want Kamsa coming there to Braj Mandal. So, because Kamsa was to be killed where in Mathura? If Krishna was to kill Kamsa in Vrindavan, then Yogamaya would have let him inside. And Krishna would have killed Kamsa there in Braj. But it was not meant to be. And Krishna was to leave Vrindavan, go to Mathura, rescue Devaki and Vasudev, and kill Kamsa, and this way reduce the burden of the earth. So Yogamaya is arranging everything. So even when there is some particular bhav in need, like some obstacles in need, like husbands, and even in those husbands, Yogamaya is manifesting. Arranging that all those bhavs, all those moods, those particular bhavs that are there in the spiritual world, they are manifest here in physical forms. When the gopis heard Krishna's flute song and left their houses and their husbands in the dead of the night, the real gopis came to Krishna and Yogamaya. And Yogamaya expanded as duplicate gopis to stand by the side of their husbands. Similarly, this was the case here. All the gopis who played the parts of Putana, Agasur, Bakasur, Kali and so forth were imitations created by Yogamaya. So when the gopis left for the last dance, those gopis who could not leave, then what did they end up doing? They ended up leaving one form there, and they ended up going with their spiritual form, their inner form to the Ras Leela. And then our Acharya said that actually Yogamaya, she created an external covering, external form to stay behind. Because the gopis' body is their inner form, that is the point. There's no physical body or subtle body that they will leave behind and go. So when the gopis they left, then Yogamaya arranged for identical form of theirs to remain behind. So, because actually in the spiritual forms they can actually perform sort of yoga, they can expand. So even if the gopi were to leave her form, then by the desire of Yogamaya, the exact identical form remains behind. There are no limitations there in the spiritual world. Everything is possible by the mercy of Yogamaya. When the gopis heard Krishna's flute song, Sri Kavi Karnapur has also revealed something else about this Ras Lila. When the gopis were imitating Krishna, Krishna himself had entered the gopis' hearts and was the actual performer of his own pastime. That's Tadatma Bhav. The gopis were thinking, we are doing, but actually Krishna was acting. Here there was no action of Yogamaya, but Krishna himself was doing everything. So this is another explanation. They're so Tadatma with Krishna that Krishna manifested in their heart and he began performing those pastimes. It's like when Krishna kills Asuras, Krishna doesn't kill the Asuras, but Vishnu kills the Asuras. Asura, Vishnu Sanhara Kore. The Asuras are killed by Vishnu himself, not by Krishna. So when Krishna is performing these pastimes, enacting these leelas, his own leelas, then he is enacting them through the gopis. But it's Krishna doing everything. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has made a similar point in this connection. When Krishna entered the gopis' hearts, his 6 opulences, Aishwarya, Virya, Yasha, Shri, Gyan and Vairagya, is wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge and renunciation, fully manifested in them. Because Krishna was there, everything was there. Although they were merely imitating Krishna's pastimes, because Krishna was present, they had the power to lift Govardhan hill and dance in the heads of Kaliya. If Govardhan were there, they could certainly have lifted him. The reverse is also true. If the gopis are in Krishna, Krishna can act, otherwise he cannot. His abilities are the effect of the gopi Shakti power. So when Krishna lifted Giridhari Govardhan, it was due to Radharani's power. That's why Krishna is lifting it on the left hand to indicate Shakti. And on the left hand, the leftmost part is the left pinky, indicating that Radhika is lifting Giridhari Govardhan. So everything, therefore they are Krishna's Shakti, potency. Without Shakti, Krishna is what? He is Nirvishesha Brahma. He is devoid of potency. So through his potency, he is doing everything. That is Radhika. Radhika expands into the Braj Gopis for the purpose of Rasa Vilas. The Gopis are Sarup Shakti, and therefore whatever Krishna does is actually done by the Gopis. Every quality and every power in Krishna are those of the Gopis. They don't reveal this, however, otherwise the pastimes cannot continue. Yashoda can do everything. The Sakas can kill lakhs and lakhs of Kamsas, Agasurs, Bakasurs and all others. But they do not exercise their power. And this is also true for the Gopis. In other words, Bhagavan's Parikas can do everything that Krishna can do, plus more. The demon Shankachura took Srimati Radhika on his shoulders and ran away. And Srimati Radhika and the Gopis were crying. Why were they crying? It was not a lila. If they wanted to exercise their power, they could have done so. And later we can see that Radhika takes her ankle bell and throws it at Shankachura and kills her. The Gopis have all qualities, everything that Krishna has. In fact, they have more than Krishna. They can defeat him and they can control him. Radhika is more beautiful than Krishna and more powerful than him. Once Krishna wanted to wrestle with Srimati Radhika. She challenged him, you can come. We will see who is defeated and who is the winner. She tied up her clothes and became ready to fight. Krishna came forward and she defeated him. All were clapping. Radhika had taken away all of Krishna's power and he had become weak. In this version, Radhika directly wrestles with Krishna and defeats him. In another version, we see that Radhika only glances towards Krishna even before the wrestling begins, and then Krishna falls unconscious and Radhika wins. Therefore, Radhika is Krishna's Shakti. Without Radhika, Krishna has no Shakti. He is like Nirvishesh Brahma, Nishakti, Niras, Nirvishesh, Nirvikar. Govardhan thought that Krishna lifted him, but actually Radhika, Srimati Radhika had done so, because she is the power of Krishna. Krishna is the Guru of the whole world, but the Prem Guru of Krishna is Radhika. He also learned from Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, especially from Lalita. But Krishna is so high, it is only by Prem that he is defeated. He is Advaya Gyan Paratattva, the non-dual absolute truth. In Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, it has been written, Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yad jnanam advayam. Those who are tattvavit realize the non-dual absolute truth in three aspects. Everything is in Krishna, but still he shows that I am defeated by the gopis, and he also admits this. Returning to our original point, when praying or chanting Harinam, we should realize some vipralamba bhav. If we have no mood of separation, we will have to gradually develop this bhav through the execution of sadhana. By reading about these pastimes, something will enter our hearts, and someday we will experience all these things. Realization also comes by remembering Sri Gurudev. We should always remember Gurudev and also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If we do not understand the mercy of Gurudev, then we cannot understand anything. If you are getting something new from me, you can also remember me. So we'll finish here today. Tomorrow is Ekadashi, right? Gita Jayanti. That means after Kachanivan we will recite Gita. So there will be no class tomorrow, but recitation of Bhagavad Gita. Gauramananda Hare 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 Bol. Jai Shri Guru Padma Ki Jai, Guru Parampara Ki Jai, Satchinanda Gaur Hare Ki Jai, Saparishada Gaur Hare Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Katyani Vrat Ki Jai, Vrat Panagari Bhakti Vinna Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Ananta Gaudi Vaishnavinna Ki Jai, Jai Nitai Gaur Bhavananda Hare Hare Bol.